Stanford University.
So does this work even though it's not gonna, check this out you guys, I'm like double, I feel like a gunslinger or something. Good afternoon, thank you so much for having us, and it's really exciting that we get to see all these different perspectives and all these different sides of how mood disorders affect us, because it really happens in all areas of our lives. For those of us that are affected by the disorder. So, like you know already, my name is Ellen Prudakis, and I'm on the executive board of the International Bipolar Foundation. And what we'd like to do today is give you a brief overview of who we are and what we're doing in the world around bipolar disorder. So we were founded in 2007. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we were founded actually by 4 mothers of children who were diagnosed with bipolar disorder who were overwhelmed, understandably, and really lacking in connection and support and information when they were going through this stage of their life. And they really recognized how information and support was so valuable, and if they had had that earlier, it would have taken a lot of the stress out of their lives. So we are actually based in San Diego, but we have an international reach. And our mission is a 3-part mission: to eliminate bipolar disorder through the advancement of research, to promote care and support services, and to erase associated stigma through public education. So you may notice in the first part of our mission, sometimes that can get a little bit, how would you say, controversial, I guess. A lot of people have different feelings about whether or not we should find a cure for bipolar disorder, and we certainly respect all of those opinions. And I'd be happy to share more about that perspective if you find me afterwards. But basically just wanting to respect where all people are coming from, but being really able to also provide that option, hopefully someday, for people who are interested in it. So what are we doing to help with research? As you would probably guess, we provide some grants. And they're really focused in the seed grant category. So because we're newer, we have less funding at this stage of our development, but next year, watch out. We're going to take over. No, just kidding. So at this stage, we've been able to award over $210,000. And what this was able to do in each of the cases was provide the factual information that was needed to apply for larger federal grants. So it really was a step in that direction, helping people who otherwise wouldn't, scientists who wouldn't normally qualify for the larger federal grants. And this last year, we've started a research partner program where we match donors with what we call rising star scientists. And the way this works is the scientists who are interested in participating submit their applications to our scientific advisory board, and that board reviews all of these and comes up with the ones that they feel are the most notable and provides those to donors who are interested in participating. And at that point, then the donor selects which one they're interested in funding. So it's kind of an interesting way of having the donor feel involved right there in what we're doing, and it's really exciting. Our first one had to do with pediatric research in bipolar disorder. So what are we doing in care and support? We have a buddy program where we match up a newly diagnosed individual with bipolar disorder with someone who is a little more familiar with the experience. So this could be a consumer who has the disorder, or even a family member. We try and find buddies for those people too. So if you are in either category and are interested, please check out our website and contact us with that information. And our website is www.internationalbipolarfoundation.org. Okay, so we also have a newsletter. If you're interested in signing up for that, go to our website as well. And that is a combination of pretty much everything that's happening related to research, support, and education in the area of bipolar disorder. And it's amazing how much information comes in those newsletters. So it's a good resource. And then we also have bloggers all over the world talking about their experience. And lastly, public education. We utilize our website as one of the main resources for putting out information about bipolar disorder. We also have a speaker series, so for speakers or experts in the field that can travel to San Diego, this is where we're able to utilize that, and we video all of those speakers and put them on our website, so then it's available to those who couldn't come to beautiful San Diego. And then we also have a webinar for those that can't travel to us. So it's really exciting because that gives us access to people all over the world and being able to share the expertise of people no matter what location they're in. And lastly, we have a Young Ambassador program where we support young, interested individuals who want to support our mission and really break stigma all over the world. Most recently, we are very excited about this. We created a mental health awareness patch with the Girl Scouts, and we're working on taking it national. We've mostly done this in San Diego as a pilot project, but these young women were very fortunate because the first patches were handed out by former Congressman Patrick Kennedy at a talk that he gave last month, or actually in May, and so that was quite an experience for them. So one of the things that people say to us a lot of times when we're out speaking is, okay, you know, that's great that I know more about bipolar disorder, but how can I help? This just feels like too big of an issue for my family, or too big of an issue for my community, but I want to do something, I want to participate in some way. And we try and just keep it simple for people. So one of the easiest things you can do is just watch what you say. It's really easy to accidentally bring in words like crazy, or I know a lot of the young kids these days are calling people, they use bipolar as an adjective. And I think it's even in like a Katy Perry song or something like that. But so, you know, I get that it's not intentional, but it's little things like that that can chip away at people's self-esteem. We always tell people educating yourself is the best way to go. And if you happen to work for a corporation, we have a corporate anti-stigma position statement. So it's really a great opportunity for the organization to add in, maybe to supplement to their normal discrimination policy, something about health, both mental and physical, related to that. And then we also encourage these organizations to be active myth busters and use respectful language within their locations. So this is our information. If you want to find out more, connect with us about any of the things that I've briefly gone over. We also have, you can find email addresses on the website as well if you'd like to send an email. And lastly, I just want to say, and I usually say this at the end because it gives people a chance to get to know me a little bit more before I get a label, is that I want to say that I also have the diagnosis of bipolar disorder, and it is an enormously gratifying experience to be able to participate in this way and become an advocate in a world that can really be devastating. So for all those of you who are maybe in the audience who are newly diagnosed, or for those of you who have family members or people you know who are newly diagnosed and really feeling hopeless and not sure where the future can take you, it can take you really far. Just keep chipping away. So and get support and information. Very important. So we'll end with that. Thank you so much for listening. It looks like we have some questions. Do we even have time? Oh, we have some time? Okay, well, I'll take a few questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Any resources in Mexico?
Yes, so actually I'm glad you brought up the resources all over the world. So for one thing, our website is able to be translated into over 30 languages, which is awesome. And then we also have this new book that we just put out called Healthy Living with Bipolar Disorder, and it's actually in a PDF format located on our website. You can download it for free. If you want a physical copy with the binder itself, just contact us and we'll try and get it out to you. We just have people pay for the shipping associated with it. And we're working on translating these chapters into Spanish and a couple other most commonly used languages. But I believe Spanish is the first project that we're working towards. And then our president, Muffy Walker, who's one of the founders, she's one of those people that has a huge heart and a lot of energy and a lot of know-how, and many times if people contact her directly, she'll find something for them. And that's actually how we became the International Bipolar Foundation. Is initially we just started in California, but in the first couple years of starting, interesting things started to happen where people were writing in from all over the world, and it just kept coming. More and more people asking for support and information. And after a few years of this, we realized the need was so great all over the place that we really needed to expand our reach and our services. So, yes?
Simple blood and pain provide individuals a lifetime need to seek help, recovery, and progress. Are there any simple symptoms and moods to educate the public so individuals will seek help, recovery, and progress similar to blood and pain?
Like warning signs, is that what you're talking about? Well, I'm not a doctor, but there are a lot of useful, there is a lot of useful information on how to identify someone who may be experiencing the symptoms. And you can go on our website. There's actually some information on that there. But definitely, you know, it's not something to do lightly. Sometimes, you know, depending on how someone might bring it up, that they have a concern, it can be damaging to a relationship. So proceed lightly with caution. But again, I would recommend that people get more information from the professionals on that.
You can't teach a 2-year-old kid.
And what now?
You can't teach a 2-year-old kid that, but he knows blood and pain.
That's true. That's true. And when it comes to children, I think that's a difficult area. And the best thing we can do with kids is start with language, I think, in the beginning, and really trying to be a role model for them in how to speak with respect. Any other questions? We'll take one more. Yeah?
What is wrong with using the word bipolar as an adjective? I always thought it was an adjective.
Okay, well,
What's the question?
yeah, so the question was, what is wrong with using bipolar as an adjective? I think it's more about the tone and the way it's used, the way it's being used. So if you say someone has bipolar disorder or that person's bipolar, and it's a factual statement, that's not what we're talking about. or that's not what I was referring to. So I'm talking about when someone is displaying erratic behavior, or somebody, you know, a young person sees another young person who is stressed and acting out. A lot of times you'll find these days they say, oh wow, that person's being so bipolar. Yeah, so that's more what I'm talking about. Where it's not actually related to a medical condition, it's being used to describe a behavior.
And it's an implied put down.
And it is associated with a put down. So yeah, we want to stay away from those. All right, well, I think we'll stop there. Thank you again so much for having us.
For more, please visit us at stanford.edu.